Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Saturday live stream. I sense you're going to get a Dewey visit any second now. Oh, and there he is. He's ready because we have a very special guest on today's show that there's not enough time in the day to hang with this particular individual because every time I hang out with her, freaking brings joy and the best kind of like darkness and witchiness to my life. It's Dorina.
Hey, buenos dias. Hello.
I'm so happy you wore that shirt too,
especially I had
after your tweet, which was very appropriate.
Yeah, they're my other babysitters, other than my mom. These guys right here, Animaniacs are my favorite. What a lovely intro! Thank you, Perri.
I mean it. Do you legit watch Animaniacs still?
Oh yeah, no, it was literally other than Batman the Animated Series, Animaniacs raised me. Like they're my favorite cartoon of all time, other than Batman the Animated Series and Darkwing Duck.
Oh, okay. I was very into Animaniacs as a kid. I did watch a lot of that, and I watched a good deal of Darkwing too. Not enough Batman though.
Oh man, that's the best one because it's just, I mean, we'll talk about it, but it's the most beautiful artistic looking cartoon. It's so gorgeous.
I feel like I just blame the fact that for whatever reason, I guess it's just the channel that my parents had. I just mostly lived in a Nickelodeon bubble.
So you saw like Real Monsters or whatever.
Oh my god, I loved Our Real Monsters.
Yeah. Those were my favorite out of Nickelodeon. And then what was Rugrats,
Doug, Rocko's Modern Life. I loved Ren and Stimpy. If there was like any kind of weirdness on Nickelodeon, and actually thinking back, a lot of that stuff was weird. Like a lot of the Rocko stuff was super bizarre. I know.
It. Well, and Ren and Stimpy was almost even MTV like.
Ren and Stimpy was flat out often inappropriate.
Yeah.
And if it was something that I shouldn't have been watching at a particular age, that's usually what I wanted to watch. So if anyone can't tell right now, the topic of today's conversation, per Dorina's request, is nostalgia. And we're just going to jump back and forth and talk about things we love that give us all the feels. All right, Dorina, I'm going to have to let you read this super chat properly.
We got Spanish super chat. That's awesome.
I can't ruin it for Billy, so I'm going to let you handle this one.
Billy Pollahan says, para dos mujeres increíbles. That's so sweet. For two incredible women is what he's saying. That's really sweet, Billy. Thank you. Gracias.
Thank you, Billy. And you say it so beautifully, too.
I mean, it's my first language. You would hope that I can speak it properly, right?
I wish I could speak another language. Doesn't matter.
Well, you can just download Duolingo, the app. Just pick a language, and then you like challenges. So this app, you have to like hit it every day. You have to do like 5 to 20 minutes every day, and then you have a streak, and you have levels like this. It's a Perri app.
I've never tried to do it that way before. My only 2 attempts at learning another language was through like traditional forms of schooling, which maybe that technique just didn't work for me.
What languages did you try to learn?
In high school, I was terrible at French. Awful. And then when I got to college, because I was so bad at French, I completely failed the language placement test. Because you know how when you first start undergrad, you're given, like you do your major, but you're given like a list of courses that you must take.
Right.
So I completely failed the language test and I got stuck with 4 semesters of a language. So I chose Hebrew because I thought, hey, I went to Hebrew school as a kid. I should learn how to speak it. And I worked real hard and just never got anywhere.
But Hebrew seems hard, and French, at least for me, it's super hard because of the pronunciation, because it's so different than Spanish. Like I can read a little bit and understand it, but it's very much like the throat thing, whereas Spanish is the complete opposite. So it's hard for me too, and I know 2 languages. Just saying.
The pronunciation of the Hebrew was never a problem for me. I think because I went to Hebrew school and learned that part of it at such a young age. For whatever reason, when we went to Hebrew school as a kid, you learned how to read the words on the page and how to say them, but you never learned what they meant.
Okay.
Like word for word.
Okay, that's so funny. Isn't
I
that
thought
funny
it
how
was.
religion is that way? Like that's how same like I went to Catholic school, so we had to learn all of the Bible stuff, and I'm like, just memorize it, but don't question it. And then I was like, later I questioned, I was like, this shit's weird.
I was very good at memorizing. I feel like some of the people in the chat have heard this before, but the one thing that I was very good at in college Hebrew was whenever we would have to do like an oral presentation, I'm a really good memorizer. I have a very good short-term memory like that, so I would memorize my speech. But you know how when you have an oral exam, you always get to that point where the rest of the class is allowed to ask you questions?
Oh, okay, yeah.
I wouldn't know what they were saying, so I would just repeat lines of my oral presentation.
Sneaky Perry, I love it. Same.
Oh
yeah,
no,
I get
not
it.
so sneaky. I was caught.
Oh. That's so
right.
funny. I would love to go back in time and see all of my friends when they were kids.
I would really like that too, actually.
Just
all right, wait. So let's make
fun.
that our first nostalgia topic. If you had to pick one of our friends to see in school years, who would it be and why?
I mean, if I'm not picking you, like if we're picking other friends outside of us, I think Haley would be super entertaining to watch. Like Haley Fouch. I think she would be, because she seems like, if you don't know her, she seems, reserved, but she's a riot. And I feel like as a kid, she was probably a little bit more like, F you. So she probably had some cool witchy things going on when she was a kid.
That is an excellent choice, because I feel like I could have used young Haley's influence in my life when I was that age. Yep. I mean, I would honestly want to get to spend time with you, school age. But to pick another option right now, wow, why did I ask this question? This is so hard, because I want to have like a good answer, but my answer is almost everybody.
I know.
Because like still to this day, one of my favorite Collider videos we ever made was the baby photo one. And I see Frank here right now. Frank's here. Frank edited that video, but that was so much fun.
Look at, of course Frank is here. He wasn't going to miss a Perri Dorina hour.
There he is.
He's like, it's too early. He can't even type.
Yeah, really? Wait, I haven't even answered the question yet. I might be curious about Jeff Snyder.
Oh my God.
I want to know what high school Jeff was like.
I mean, he was probably a mess. That sounds like in a good way. Or he was like really, or he was the opposite of himself now, and he was very reserved and quiet and shy, I bet you.
It's weird how we have like different interpretations. Like, I feel like you're going but you said like Haley was kind of in line with how she is now. Like, I think I just automatically see everybody as like mini versions of who they are now.
Yeah, that's true. I know. I was super quiet. I was like, I didn't talk to anyone as a kid. Like, I'm an extrovert now, but I was like I probably up until junior high school, I spoke with no one except my mom and my brother. So you never know.
That's extremely surprising to me.
But that's why these are my friends when I was a kid. The TV.
Well, so to touch into, like, I didn't just pick that photo for, silly purposes alone. It's a very silly photo that's our thumbnail today. But what you just said made me think of the photo, because like your role in our sphere now is, like largely social. Like everyone turns to you to bring everybody together. And when I look at that photo, I feel nostalgic about that night, because so it makes a very big impression when like someone that you only know as an acquaintance is just like, hey, let's hang out. Like that immediately like makes the jump from acquaintance to being a friend. And like, I remember you said like, let's just go and hang out. And I'm like, sure, why not? And we had like one of the greatest nights. And then ever since then, there's been many great nights since that I'm surprised I've made it home from.
That was a fantastic night. That's the night we went to the Hollywood Wax Museum, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I was very
tempted to put it was either going to be the photo that I shared or the photo of the two of us making faces with wax Meryl Streep that didn't really look like Meryl Streep.
No, that's the thing. But that's what's so good about the wax museum is that most of the figures there are horrifying and look nothing like the celebrities, and that's why it's kind of like going into a horror movie, like unintentional horror movie, which I was like, Perry's gonna love this.
I also feel like just like the accumulation of everything like we drank and ate and where we had been before. It's like that was the perfect time to walk into that particular place.
Yeah, no, that was a good night. But it's interesting that you say that. I guess it's as soon as once I got over my shy personality as I got older, like as soon as I walked into the Collider studio and I met you and a few of my other friends, I was like, okay, yeah, no, let's hang out. Like I don't care if I'm annoying and if I'm scaring all of you people that are a little bit more reserved than I am, we're gonna hang out. So
wait, what was the thing that made you kind of get over that shyness? What was it? What you just referenced, or did that happen earlier on?
I think, I mean, it happened in high school, but I think it's because I didn't really meet people that I felt comfortable with or trusted, right? Like it actually takes me a long time to trust people. Like it doesn't take me a long time to talk to people and open up and just, hang out with them, but to actually trust somebody and be friends with them, it takes me a while. It didn't take me a while with you or some of our other friends from Collider just because you guys are so lovely.
I appreciate that. I feel like I'm too trusting. Like there's like that deep level of trust that I reserve for very special people. But I feel like I'm the opposite. I have the habit of seeing only the good in people that I want to see early on. And sometimes that gets you after.
Yeah. That's true. You gotta live and learn that way, Perri.
I know, but like you live and learn, and I do live and learn, and certain alarms do sound, but then I'm like, but no, like deep down, like it's good. It's good. The person has good intentions. And then you
would hope. You would hope, man. It's weird times. You never know.
Weird times. Still trying to hold on to always seeing the best in people. Like this kind person right here. Samir,
Aww.
DJ Brija, thanks for the Friday night dance party. Had a blast dancing along.
That's so awesome.
I'm gonna venture over to your dance party at some point.
When are you coming, Perri? People get so shy about dancing, and I'm like, you can do whatever. You can dance with Dewey if you want.
But last night we overlapped, right? Yours is always 5.
Well, mine is on Saturdays usually, but since last night, for those of you that don't know, Samira is talking about a dance. I DJ on Saturdays virtually ever since this quarantine started. And last night it was a special one because we did a fundraiser for a few Black Lives Matters organizations, and people, our friends from Geeks of Color like Dorian Parks and First Cut like Sabrina, RB3, and Andres, and a few other people joined, and it was so much fun. And we usually go for 30 minutes, but we went for a little over an hour because people were so sweet and kept donating. And Winston showed up. Like it was like 6 cameras at one point, so it was so much fun, and people were just being silly. And we played, I played Genuine's Pony, and Winston started humping his bed. So
okay,
good times. Yeah.
All right. I feel like I'll jump in at some point. Maybe there will be some Dewey dance per Frank's request.
There you go.
Dewey dance party, please. Maybe that'll happen.
We should just do a pet dance party. A cat dance party.
Did someone just see like my brain explode there? I think that is the only way to get a guaranteed yes for me to attend a dance party.
Yeah, I mean, I've already done a doll and puppet dance party, so why not a cat dance party?
If you make this happen, you have my word. I am 100% in.
Okay, you guys heard her. She promised. It's happening.
It's
happening.
Like in YouTube, the YouTube vault now. Everyone knows it happens.
Yeah. I'll play some Jellicle. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, God. Oh, God, that movie. All right, jumping off your dance party then. my first nostalgia topic for you now is music. What song, what album, what band, anything at all makes you feel nostalgic?
Oh, man. I mean, especially lately, I guess, since we've all been stuck in quarantine, when you just want a little bit of a, like, when you want to, make your depression go away a little bit during these times. When I was a younger kid and I started collecting soundtracks, that's everything from Disney's Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid to John Williams' Home Alone, Jurassic Park, as obviously
better be on the list,
of course. So a lot of soundtracks when I was a kid, I listened to them over and over again. And then as I got a little older into like junior high and high school, I was super into like the alternative bands from the 90s, right? So I would listen to Radiohead's OK Computer over and over again. And a lot of the songs are kind of depressing. So my mom would like have to come and knock and be like, "Are you okay? Like, you're not gonna hurt yourself, right?" Like, but yeah, it's I just listening to a whole album as a kid I don't know if kids do that anymore, because I feel like kids listen to songs, right? Like we used to listen to like a whole CD or a whole vinyl record. So I don't know if that happens.
I'm trying to think of how many. I feel like one of my clearest memories of listening to a full album is actually Panic at the Disco. And at that point, I was a lot older. But I guess we must have. I do have very vivid memories of being in my mom's car as a kid and listening to like complete CD track lists there. And we listened to the Party of Five album quite a bit.
Yeah, like those sort of 90s TV soundtracks were so popular. I obviously had Buffy, right? What?
I still have a stack of them. I wouldn't be surprised if I could find the Party of Five album over there.
What songs were on there that you remember?
I don't remember the top. This is another thing that I'm really bad at. It's like if I heard the song, I'm like, I know that song so well, but I can't tell you like the name of it, who sings it. Like I can't pull that information. I don't know why. That part of my brain just doesn't function.
You can do that with movies and TV shows.
I can, but still not well enough. I mean, I think I can, and then I play a Schmodown match, and I'm like, maybe I can't.
The pressure is on. That's
Seriously, I start to schwitz, but I would probably go with the Empire Records soundtrack. I would probably say the ones that make me feel the most nostalgic are the ones where when I listen to the soundtrack, I'm immediately transported back to that exact moment in that movie that was released in the 90s.
But so do you have favorite, like, I mean, is Empire Records your favorite sort of? It's like various artist soundtracks that's not a film score?
Well, the other thing about the Empire Records soundtrack is that's what introduced me to the Gin Blossoms, which a lot of people know. Like, that is one of my favorite bands of all time.
I learned that last year. I love that. That's so funny.
I love them. And so I first learned about them in Empire Records, and then when I got older and I moved to Manhattan, I got in the habit of seeing them at BB King's live. They would always go there once a year, and I would always go, and it's just like the greatest.
That's so funny. I never saw them. I never, like, I'm trying to think of what, like, bands like that I saw, but Empire Records is for sure a fantastic soundtrack. I mean, there's so many from the 90s, even like movies that weren't that great. Like, I know what you did last summer. Some people like it, some people don't. Great soundtrack.
It does have a great soundtrack because that, like, I lumped that together. It's like, I Know What You Did Last Summer and Scream. I feel like just from a soundtrack perspective, those two made a huge impact on me. But I have a question for you. What was the first concert you ever went to?
Ooh, I mean, it had to be in Mexico when I was a kid. So it was probably a Hispanic band. I'm assuming it was Enanitos Verdes, which is a Argentinian Spanish rock band. That if anybody, I don't know if anybody in the chat recognizes them, but they're just really fun sort of rock group, and you know, I think I've seen them like 10 times in my life. I've seen them a lot. So, but I don't know. Like, if like a band that you would know that I saw here, like it was probably someone. Let me think. It was probably somebody like in college. So maybe someone like Stone Temple Pilots or Dave Matthews Band or something like that I went my freshman
Solid
year.
choices. Good
Yeah.
choices right there.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like I probably first went to like a Jingle Ball or something like that. You know what Jingle Balls are?
Are those like the sort of K-Rock organized concerts?
It's not K-Rock, it's Z100 in New York.
Ah,
And it's like
okay.
Z100 is the station that I grew up listening to all the time. And like Jingle Ball was like the hottest thing in the world with all the hottest artists at the time. And it was just like, it was impossible to get those tickets.
Oh, okay.
Like, those kinds of things were like the greatest things in the world at the time. And now I'd much rather go the opposite route where I don't see a show with a compilation of the hottest artists. I want to see up and coming bands. Frank knows this all too well, but I have really been dragging my feet on getting tickets to Alt Nation's advanced placement tour, which always highlights up and coming bands that they've been scouting out. And I just like, I'm dying to go, but I'm always too late to the ticket game and I always miss out.
Did you find out like any of those bands that you got into? Did you find out about any of them through TV or movies? Because I feel like I found so many bands through like TV shows and even just like the old school WB shows that's now the CW. You know, like the OC. I remember I didn't like the show, but I would love the music in it.
I mean, Gin Blossoms is definitely in there. Wait, I'm just gonna like not waste everybody's time, and I'm just gonna Google a soundtrack right now, and I can list off a whole bunch of bands because right now I'm going straight to the Can't Hardly Wait soundtrack.
Oh, dude, the Replacements. What up?
You know, now that I'm looking at it, I don't think I was actually introduced to any of these artists through that soundtrack, but you know, I probably had a greater appreciation of Third Eye Blind from them.
I mean, that's it. Third Eye Blind's great for karaoke.
The Replacements. I got very into the Replacements after that movie came out. That's a good one. And I had like a legit appreciation for Guns N' Roses because of the scene in that movie.
That's so funny.
So random. Oh, look who's here. It's Matt Donato.
Oh, Matt, what up?
I'm surprised either of us are awake right now. Matt, talking soundtracks, you two ever listen to those CDs of original music from alt rock bands created for movies like, example, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies? That's nostalgia for me. Miss that. Wait, like,
I think he's talking about like, what's it called? God, that band, Dashboard Confessional, like Vindicated or things like that. Like those, like really sort of cheap.
I loved that song.
Like I think it was like Spider-Man 2, and then also the guy from Nickelback made a song for them as well. I think what's his name, Chet Kroger.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's what Matt's talking about.
Because as Matt was describing that, my mind also went to like, wasn't it a thing for a while where like they would release soundtracks, but the music wasn't actually in the movie? It would just be like an extra revenue stream. Like, didn't Twilight do that or something?
I'm sure, because Twilight, even though I'm not a huge fan of movies, Frank, I'm sure, is yelling. Great soundtracks.
He's yelling important lyrics right now.
Yeah, he's singing Vindicated, actually. Dashboard Confessional, man.
Oh, I can't believe how well I still remember all of those lines. Okay.
Yeah, Hero, that's the song that Chet Kroger did. Hero from Spider-Man. Yeah.
I remember that too. I'm going to go over there and like dig through that whole pile after this. I should have brought it over here. That would have been good prep work to do for the stream. But I had a hard time getting out of bed this morning.
I know. Well, you should why is it so early, Perri?
Well, it's not early for me. I have no excuse. Like it's 12:30 here. Like I should be fine. And I'm kind of fine, but I didn't sleep very well last night because like we drank.
Well, yeah, you drank a lot of beer. So who won, by the way?
Well, Matt and Lindsay won, but and I don't want to take away from their win because they both played very well. But holy shit, my sister is very good at beer pong.
Did you not know that?
No. I mean, we've literally never played beer pong together. I don't know how much beer pong she's ever played in her life for that matter. And when I told her about the idea, she said to me, I'll come over, but I'm terrible. So I really just assumed, and like she's athletic, but I don't know. Like when I think about her form when playing basketball, it didn't say to me she's going to be a good beer pong partner, but then she like She wasn't just sinking cups; she was sinking cups at pivotal moments. You know.
Damn.
So
I think that, dude, beer pong is a skill that I never developed since I only played like twice because I moved to the country in college, so I learned all that crap there. I had no idea it existed.
Do you play any sports?
No. I love watching sports, but no, I didn't. When I was a kid, I didn't. Well, first of all, our summers were 120 degrees, like desert, super shitty hot weather. Yeah, it was crazy.
Bad.
Yeah, no, it was really hot. So we didn't do a lot of sports, watched a lot of sports, you know, obviously grew up watching soccer and stuff. And when I moved here, now I love hockey. But I grew up playing musical instruments, chess, and video games. No sports.
Wow. That's like that's a nice assortment of stuff. Okay, here's another, first, because this is something to do with music.
Ooh.
Goldman Vision says, best alt-rock soundtrack ever, Escape from LA. So, pretty solid choice right there.
That's you know what I forgot about. That's like 90s. I think it had like Tori Amos maybe. It was that sort of 90s alternative.
You know what else we listened to a lot in my mom's car? Meatloaf.
Oh God. No.
Yeah, no, I'm not kidding.
That video still haunts my dreams because I used to watch.
It's seared in my brain.
No, I used to watch so much MTV because I was obsessed, obviously, with music videos. And every time I would do anything for, I was like, no, I don't want to do anything. What?
Were you a big TRL fan?
No, because that was more of like the sort of top 40 stuff. Yeah. What I used to love was those late night shows like God, what were they called? Like Insomniac Theater. I think I don't know if that was VH1, but it was like the late night shows where they would show just music videos of like alternative stuff, like everything from Blur to Nine Inch Nails, like that type of stuff.
That name sounds very familiar to me. I don't remember. I specifically remember I would always wake up super early in the morning and immediately put on MTV because in the early morning hours before primetime TV, they would just play music videos. And I would like that. But I was a little bit of a TRL junkie as a kid. I thought that was like the coolest show in the world. All I wanted to do was be a TRL VJ.
But what music was that era like that you were watching? Like how
when Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera were hot.
Okay, see, I was already old.
Backstreet Boys.
I was already old in college. Like that's. I was
a very big Spice Girls fan.
Oh yeah,
I love the Spice. I still love the Spice Girls.
I was so dumb about it. Like when I was in high school, it was late 90s. And so I was a huge, Nine Inch Nails Radiohead fan. And I was like, what are these Spice Girls? Like, what is this girl power shit? Because I hated that song Wannabe. But then they came out with other songs. And I was like, oh, I like these songs. I guess I like them.
Wannabe
like all
is not my favorite. No. But all their other stuff is great. I actually, in college, I went to their reunion tour.
Really?
That's how big of a fan I was.
I love that. That's great.
All right, we got another one for you, Dorina, here. I'd get into Hell and Back.
Dorina, I'd write into Hell and Back, LOL.
Wait, what is that? What is that in reference to? I'm having a disconnect here.
I don't know. I didn't know if they were talking about still, I don't know. Maybe he's talking about Ride, which is like a dirty thing he said.
Wait, I was going to ask you something before. I had another nostalgia question. Oh, what video game makes you nostalgic?
Ooh, I mean, the original Mario Kart for Super Nintendo, I used to play a lot with my brother. We would mute it and just play a bunch of courses and listen to Soda Stereo, the best Spanish rock band.
Wow. How have I never done that? Muted it and played like my music. I mean, Ghost Valley, the course has excellent music, but in Bowser's Castle. But I still also can recall all the theme songs of every single course.
Yeah, and so that and it's if you play it now, because you know how you can get the Super Nintendo Mini, or I think you can even play them on Switch if you play the old school Super Nintendo games. Like they're hard, man.
I gotta get it.
Yeah, no, it's super fun. And other than that, since we're talking about video game soundtracks, the Ducktales video game had excellent music as well.
I remember playing it a little bit, but I don't remember what is exactly on the soundtrack, but I gotta look that up.
What did you grow up with? What like that you do you remember that you were playing a lot as a kid?
Well, the thing that makes me nostalgic is Game Genie because we used to play Ninja Turtles on the original NES,
Mhm.
and we would put Game Genie on it, and we would beat it all the time. So I would say the Ninja Turtles game, and also you ever play Bubble Bobble?
I played it as an adult.
I was mighty obsessed with that game as a kid.
Okay.
I
And then
played that one.
did you play the because I played Ninja Turtles on the arcade version.
Oh, I do that too.
Okay. Because that one's really fun.
I'll never forget that for one of my birthdays when I was still living in Manhattan, we had a party at Barcade there, and my sister and her husband, and yeah, I think he was just a boyfriend at the time, brought a huge bag of quarters and just plopped it on that game, and we just stood there and played it until we beat it.
So what's the game that you would say, "Oh, I can totally beat anyone at this?" Like is there a video whether it's arcade or
That's a very good
console?
question.
Because I always talk mad shit about any Mario Kart, especially old school.
I'm pretty good at Mario Kart, but I don't know if I like you know how with Mario Kart you would almost memorize the courses to the point where that feel would become second nature to you. I don't know if I could tap back into that quickly, but I will say I got very confident in my Mario Party skills.
Nice.
The amount of drama though that happened between friends over Mario Party was just stupid. Like people would fight because you know how you can get into situations in Mario Party where like you gang up on someone or you screw someone over, and like people would legit take that anger out of the game and into real life.
That did happen with Mario Kart in college. I remember I beat this friend at some I think it was like the Bowser's Castle from GameCube, which was really hard. And I beat him and he literally threw the controller at the wall. He was so upset. And I'm like, it's your controller, man.
Game rage is a real thing. And Frank, I know what you're getting at here. It's Mario, not Mario. I did not realize how strong my accent was until I started doing things on YouTube. And apparently, like, I say a lot of things real weird.
Like, it's more of a Mario that you say instead of Mario.
Mario.
What is that accent, though?
I don't know. I don't know the accent. It's like, let me think of another one.
Do you say, do you say bagel weird?
Bagel?
Oh, no, you say it normal. Okay.
Say...
What about milk?
Milk.
Okay, Mario.
What about say the fruit that isn't an apple but an
orange?
I say orange. I think I like it more.
But I also say everything like I read it like it's in Spanish, right? So orange, I say like an O.
Orange.
Yeah.
I feel like there's another obvious word that goes into that pile that I'm not thinking of right now. Orange. All right. Am I saying his name correctly? I feel like I ran into this problem before. Samir? How did you say it before, Dorina?
Well, I read it as Semere. So I don't know.
I think the way you said it sounds lovely. Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers, airplanes. Oh, I'm not singing. That's another thing I won't sing.
Might solve a mystery or rewrite history. Ducktales. Woo!
To Dorina.
It's so good. It's one of the best theme songs ever.
I'll whistle it if anything.
I mean, speaking of theme songs, Perri, what's the best one? Cartoon or TV show? What's your favorite? Or something that you loved as a kid? Because DuckTales is pretty great.
Doug.
Oh yeah.
Doug is a big one. Just my most recent favorite one though, where it's one of those things that, you know, when you get like a jolt of energy from hearing a theme song you really like, it's the one for Succession.
Oh, right.
Every time I hear that, I get like all buzzy all over again. But I thought like Doug was definitely a favorite as a kid.
It's really good.
Which one would you pick?
I mean, I guess if Animaniacs, I used to sing along when it started, the theme song, and then they had their own songs, like obviously the countries and the I think it was the U.S. states that Wacko did one. But then also a lot of like Inspector Gadget. Somebody brought that up. The third turd, great name.
Inspector Gadget.
Inspector Gadget's fantastic.
Oh,
very good.
I see this one too. This is also an obvious choice.
Yeah.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
And then Matt here, not other Matt, Darkwing Duck.
Yes.
I mean, Darkwing Duck's my favorite Disney cartoon. That's some shit. Like Darkwing Duck was my hero.
I didn't have Disney in my life until I was much older.
Okay.
Like, I don't know why. I think it was the way that, like, cable packages worked. And for whatever reason, the package we had just gave you Nickelodeon. And it actually wasn't until I was much older. And we went on a family trip to, I think we went to Puerto Vallarta. And, like, something had, like, one bad thing after the next happened on that trip. Where, like, the hotel didn't have our reservations. Then someone, I forget who, was maneuvering a lounge chair and like almost chopped their whole finger off. A whole bunch of people got food poisoning, but for whatever reason, we had to be like confined to the hotel room like more than we usually would. And the only channel that they had there in English was the Disney Channel.
Okay.
And so literally all four of us, like child, me and Lonnie, but also my parents, we would just sit there and watch the Disney Channel all day. So
I mean,
we all got very into That's So Raven.
That was, I think I was a little older for that, but there was a time where I would watch, because they usually had like a 2-hour block for the Disney afternoon. Like it was called the Disney Afternoon. I had the soundtrack and everything, and the soundtrack had like everything from Gummy Bears all the way to like Tailspin, Rescue Rangers, Darkwing Duck, like all of the things. So great, fantastic music, fantastic times.
Matt's back here. I still have an Animaniacs comic book I got in '94. That is cool.
Wow. You know what I was thinking about?
Back in the day.
Did you ever, well, because I guess you didn't grow up with Disney, but there was this Disney, I think it was Disney Adventures magazine.
Oh, no, that I did know. Because I remember they used to sell it in the supermarket. It would be in like the little guy in the magazine rack on checkout. Like
next to like the TV guides, right? Yeah. I used to love that shit.
The mini magazines that were all about soap operas.
Yeah. Sorry, that was a soap opera digest. I was like, why?
Yeah, that was like a thing.
It's so weird.
I don't know. I've never been into soap operas, but my mom.
I mean, I grew up with telenovelas, so I hate them. I really, really despise them. So, I mean, I get it if people like them. I just can't. I can't.
Because I can't stop talking about food. What food makes you nostalgic?
I mean, pizza is the best. I mean, you know what's weird though? I feel like when I was a kid and I would cross the border to go to like some Chuck E. Cheese party, I somehow remember that the Chuck E. Cheese pizza was fantastic. And then I had it as an adult and it's not.
Okay. I never really spent much time at Chuck E. Cheese for whatever reason. I'm like trying to think of where we would have birthday parties. I remember having a lot of bowling alley birthday parties.
Well, and I guess they also had all the pizza and wings and all that type of food, right?
I feel like bowling alley food is very specific. And if I were to eat bowling alley food again, I would probably get very nostalgic. But I feel like so you well know this, I am a creature of habit. When I was at the office, I would order the same damn salad every single day for lunch. So obviously when I was a child, I was a creature of habit too. And my mom would pack me the same lunch all the time. So I feel like whenever I eat a bagel with cream cheese, I am immediately brought back to like school days when she used to pack my lunch for me.
Oh man, I do miss school lunches. All I had was literally just my mom would make bologna and cheese sandwiches with a little remember the little apple juice treetop boxes?
Oh yeah, like the little like
the straw
things, yeah.
Yeah, with the bologna sandwich and then like a little bag of either Cheetos or Fritos. Oof.
That sounds about right. We did some, I guess we did some of those little like apple juice boxes, but I feel like I drank more Sunny D.
Dude, Sunny Delight was my favorite. It was just like sugar. It wasn't even orange. I loved it.
Like if I drank it now, you know when you drink something and the aftertaste is like fully artificial and you know it's just a big pile of garbage? Like I feel like that's what would happen.
Well, I mean, I used to eat basically snort pixie sticks. So I didn't really snort them, but I did.
Would make me nostalgic.
I mean, that's good candy, man. It's literally pure sugar.
So, like, when you went to a candy store, what was the first thing you would go and run to as a kid?
I mean, other than Pixie Sticks, because I wasn't a big chocolate person, but Lifesavers, which I still eat because Lifesavers are delicious.
I still eat Lifesavers.
I did like gum, like Big Red or Juicy Fruit.
Okay.
Even though it lost its
taste
in like, well, they lost their taste in like 10 seconds.
Yeah. Well, Juicy Fruit also went out the window for me when like I fully embraced my severe fear of the dentist and realized that was not a sugar-free gum. So that was the end of that for me.
What about you? What candy?
The other way. I was a chocolate lover.
What did you like? Like, I guess Hershey's almond was pretty good.
Oh, this is great. So this is making me think when I went to sleepaway camp, after lunch, there was something called canteen where you were allowed to pick like something that they wouldn't usually feed you, like a candy that they would sell in the store. And it's like every single summer I was in a different phase where my canteen every day would be used for one specific thing. And I feel like my first year, it was dark chocolate Hershey bars. That was a big thing. Then I moved over to dark chocolate Milky Ways.
Oh, okay.
That was a big thing.
Dark chocolate, man. I used to love milk and I switched to dark as an adult.
Good. I don't understand. There's no competition there. Dark chocolate is so much better than milk chocolate.
I agree, but I didn't know. As a kid, I was like, ew, and now I love it. Dark chocolate is great.
I feel like it's because as kids, you're not exposed to dark chocolate as much. Like everything comes in milk chocolate format, although like I am perfectly fine with a milk chocolate Reese's peanut butter cup because every form of Reese's peanut butter cup is good.
Well, and you also might have ET visit you. So there's that. Speaking of milk chocolate, you know what I used to love as a kid is Nestle Quick.
Oh.
Where you literally just put a bunch of chocolate or strawberry.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Like
the powder, and you would put it in your milk. And then it would
me trying to do like the squeeze bottle.
No, it was just the powder, and and you would just your milk would turn pink or brown.
I feel like whenever we did that, we would get like the Hershey syrup one, but I do very well remember like the Nesquik bunny and those commercials.
Yeah.
We got Caleb in the house. Caleb, thank you for your support as always. Actually, Caleb is making me think. You said that you like watching sports. Is football in the equation at all?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up watching everything from soccer. I didn't watch hockey till I was older, but as a kid, we watched soccer, football. I grew up as a Niners fan actually, and then basketball. Grew up as a Lakers fan.
So does that mean you'll play fantasy football with us?
I mean, I used to play. I was playing it a few years ago when the Niners were actually going, like when freaking Kaepernick was in the Niners. And then I just stopped because I'm just too stressful and depressing. I couldn't do it anymore. No,
I get it. I don't think I've hit like the depressing level of losing at fantasy football, but I definitely have already felt that like absurd amount of stress. And it's like, you know how phones tell you your screen time now? During fantasy football season, my screen time like goes through the roof. We've got Flash 18487 here. Defy Bloods is awesome. Have you watched it yet, Dorina?
No, I keep hearing that's Spike Lee.
Yeah.
Right? Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it yet. I'm doing an episode of Talking Pictures soon, and that's one of the movies on the lineup. So I'm trying to like save some movies to watch closer to taping so that they're fresher in my mind. So the two new releases I covered this weekend were The King of Staten Island, which I loved, and Artemis Fowl, which is like a steaming pile of garbage. All right. We've got, I love this. I'm going to say Samir again, and I'm going to let you say it the way you said it before because it was pretty. I mean, Samir is probably wrong, but hopefully he likes how I say it. I get so much crap for loving candy corn. LOL. By the way, I'm saying it right. That never happens. Samir, thank you. That literally never happens in my life. I always say it wrong. Samir. Okay. I got to learn that. I'm very much with Samir. I know candy corn is a hot topic. I love candy corn. It's one of those things where I can't have it around because I can't eat one candy corn. I must eat the entire bag.
But why do people hate it? It's so good. I love it. I love the little, like the regular triangular looking ones, but then I also love the little pumpkins.
Oh yeah, the pumpkins are good too. I feel like the usual criticism I hear of candy corn is that people don't like the waxy texture of it, but I kind of like that.
I like it too. It makes me want to eat a candle when I was a kid.
I've been hearing this quite a bit, that Delroy Lindo's performance in Defy Bloods is phenomenal. I can't wait. I cannot wait to watch it. Hey, Frank's a candy corn fan.
That makes sense. We got our Halloween fans here.
Wait. Here's another one though. So is Valentine's heart candy. So here's where I go the other way. I'm not with Frank on that.
Same.
It's like, if you're saying you don't like the texture of candy corn, I don't like the chalky texture of Valentine's Day heart candy.
Well, and it doesn't taste like much, except I don't like the taste either. It's the consistency and the taste. It just tastes like colored dust.
Yeah.
It's just, I didn't like it.
You like pixie sticks.
Oh yeah, but that's because that's pure sugar.
I feel like the taste of that is also better. It's, when you go to the dentist as a kid and they're like, I'll give you the bubble gum flavored one. Like, it doesn't taste like bubble gum. It tastes like artificially flavored, like, grossness that's trying to mask the fact that it's toothpaste. That's the taste that reminds me of Valentine's Day hearts, actually.
Yeah. Also, fuck Peeps. Like Easter Peeps.
I'm a little on the fence with Peeps. Like, I feel like there is the rare occasion when I'm very much in the mood for a Peep, but it just like doesn't happen often. I don't.
Well, I did that thing I do with Roxy and Steph, the World Girls. One of the things we did was literally how many Peeps we can fit in our mouth.
For this,
yeah, and I fit 10, and then it all came out like this disgusting ball of.
I hope you made a gif of it all coming out, so it could be like an exorcism gif.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. But I won, so there you go.
We got Matt back here. Remember the Pizza Hut personal pan pizzas and old school red cups? I most certainly do.
Yeah,
those were good.
Pizza Hut, man, that was my favorite.
I would still eat Pizza Hut. One of the big things I remember from Pizza Hut is, the movie The Land Before Time?
Oh yeah.
They gave away those like the plastic puppets that you would put your hand in, and I had to have every single one. I loved Land Before Time when I was a kid.
Dude, Don Bluth movies were my jam in the 80s. Land Before Time, American Tail, Secret of Nim, like all those movies were. All Dogs Go to Heaven. They're horrifying for kids. Like you cry.
All Dogs Go to Heaven in particular. It's been a long time since I've revisited it, but I feel like I watched a clip recently and I'm like, what is this? How was this for me as a kid?
No, I think it made us strong.
All right, we have a movie news question from Flash. Thoughts on Tenet being pushed only 2 weeks?
Dumb.
Yeah. You literally just stole the word right out of my mouth.
Dumb.
Like dumb.
Nothing should be reopening right now. It's all very dumb.
No, It should all be very, just like push it back and don't announce a new release date yet.
Yeah.
Like it feels irresponsible to put another date out there. You get people's hopes up, and it's just, we don't know what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks. So what's the point?
Exactly. Yeah. No. And you, obviously both of us are huge movie fans. It's not like we don't miss the theater experience. Like I miss it a lot, but I'm not going to go anytime soon.
Yeah. I as much as I want to get back to the theater, I am not comfortable going out to public places yet. And I'll just choose to stay home.
Yeah, and order my Pizza Hut, my personal pizza from Pizza Hut.
Have you done that?
I used to as a kid. The little pan pizza was my jam, but I heard now the Pizza Hut contributes to the Trump campaign, so I'm like, fuck.
Well, I'm gonna stick to Papa John's then.
No, that one's bad too.
Isn't it?
I think so. I know, it's so sad because there's so many, like Domino's maybe.
I could get Domino's. I also feel like the day of the personal pizza is behind us, because every time you get something that is labeled a personal pizza, it's actually the size of your body.
Yeah, that's true. Which is funny, because then you're like, you just save it, because why wouldn't you? Because pizza's the best.
See, that's the smart mentality to have. Mine is I need to eat it all while it's hot and fresh. Otherwise, I'm wasting it. So it's like, even though I might be full, if I ordered the full dish, I'm going to eat the full dish.
Do you eat? This is something I've never understood because I always reheat my pizza after, but people eat cold pizza. What's up with that? Do you like cold pizza?
No, I mean, like, I very lightly understand the appeal of that because, like, I don't know, pizza's pizza. I'll eat it in any form, but I'm more of I would prefer it to be like hot, fresh out of the oven. Okay. And I don't think it tastes the same when you reheat it either.
Yeah, I mean, but it's better than cold.
Yeah. I don't think I would. I don't think I would eat cold pizza by choice, at least, unless I was desperate. Actually, I don't have to be desperate. I'll eat pizza, whatever. All right. Let's get one more question from Flash, and then I know you got stuff to do today, so I don't want to keep you too long. Well, a lot of places are open now, so we don't hear news about cases being connected to those places by, say, July. It could be good to go. I mean, that's the thing. Like, we gotta wait. We gotta wait a long time to see what, the reopening and people being in such close proximity to each other, what kind of effect that's going to have. And given the way that this virus seems to operate, that just takes time. We have to wait and see the trends, and that's what I'm waiting for.
And also, I mean, it's not so much the place, right? It's the people you come in contact with. Like a place could be very responsible. I mean, I have friends that are opening their hair salons and things like that, and I trust that they're following all the guidelines. But that does, like, what I don't trust is people, right? Yeah. Like the people, like the actual customers that go. I mean, there's people that aren't wearing masks. That's the hard part more so than the establishment and their rules.
Yeah. Our salon, local one here, just opened, and I wouldn't go in, but the person who has been cutting my hair, I believe since I was a teenager, was nice enough to come over to our house, and we did it outside and wore masks and all that, and like I got like semi-normal bangs again.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah. I know. I got my
cut all my hair off.
I got my Lily Monster gray hair going on that. We'll see when I get rid of it or not. I
can't even see it in here. I also feel like you would rock like gray, like streaky gray hair. Like it would look real cool.
Well, maybe that's what I'll do. I'll do like a Cruella or Rogue version.
Can you please?
Maybe. Yeah, why not?
So Ian's weighing in on cold pizza. Cold pizza is a great hangover cure.
See, people do that shit.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. I feel like a lot of cold, greasy food is a good hangover cure, though.
I just like I heat it up, but you do you, Ian.
Yeah, I would heat it up too. All right, Dorina, I'm gonna let you go, but it was so nice to catch up and just hang out. And the door is always wide open. You are welcome back on this channel whenever you want. Literally whenever you want. You text me and we'll make it happen.
You too, Perri. You can come on my channel whenever. I don't stream as regularly as you because I'm much lazier. But no, I love being on your show. I miss hanging out with you. I hope we get to do it soon in person. If not, we'll do more of these. But you're the best. Keep being the loveliest. You rock.
Tell everybody, though, where they could find all your stuff on the internet. And I'm going to add links to the description section of this video so you guys could check it out easily.
For those of you that don't know me, I am at Evil Dorina on Twitter and Instagram, and I have my own YouTube channel called Bad Bruja. That's bad witch in Spanish because I am bad at spells.
Check out all of Dorina's work because a good time right there. She's so smart. She's so fun. Your taste in music is unparalleled. I mean it all. Dorina, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you out there to everybody watching this. Dewey sends his love as well. He's busy loafing, so I can't disturb him. But thank you for watching. See you soon with a whole bunch of movie and TV coverage planned for next week. Have a good weekend, guys.